Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. It's kush. Love me too much and your brain turn to mush. Fall flat on your tush. You couldn't handle the product I push. I guess I'm just used to it. I just do it. Like Nike swoosh. None of that Reggie Bush cause I'm top shelf. I ain't got...
What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
All right. There we go. All right, we're back, people. We're back, people. Just going to wait for a few to get in here. If you're on here with us, make sure that you're commenting. Make sure that you're liking it. Make sure you're sharing it. So like, share, comment, all that good stuff. Glad to see you back. Let us know where you're from. Let us know how your week is going. Let us know how your allergies are going because mine are terrible. All right, and all right, so all right, fantastic. All right, and sorry, I'm getting one more thing straight, and then we will be good to go. All right, fantastic. Oh, where's Josh? What in the red light special is happening right now? Oh, there you go. I was about to say, it's just like, Josh, don't get sexy on them because that'll be weird.
Oh, no, I don't want to tickle you.
Okay. Baby. Yo, shout out to RJ for the Tennessee Ticklers comment now. Because that was top notch. But hey, in the meantime, welcome back. You Don't Know Jack podcast. We're back again. It's on a different night. Everybody was too busy watching the Tennessee Titans get scraped on Monday night. So we had to push it back a day. So, it's just like, if you ever want to see a good shellacking, then, just know that we'll be on the following day. But, like I said, welcome back. We're glad to have you here. We'll be going over everything Colts and then sprinkling a little bit of petty here and there. Like I said, a good petty, though. This is a family podcast, I guess. But either way, before we do get started, well, you know what? We'll go ahead and get to who we are and then just make a special announcement. All right. So then getting started, let's just go. We're Jack. You Don't Know Jack podcast. So then first up we have Josh Sr.
What's good, everybody? Josh Sr. Welcome back.
Right. Yes. We have Austin Cook, everybody.
Yeah. What's up? I'm Austin.
All right, there we go. And then of course, I'm Chris Jackson. Fantastic. You know who I am. But we want to say congratulations to good brother Austin Cook. Where
Newlywed.
Celebrated and is now in holy matrimony with Miss Brianna Cook.
Yep.
Yes.
Congratulations. I just got to let you know, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
I appreciate it.
Welcome. Well, I'm not part of it, but yeah.
Not yet. You're getting there. All right. Let's just
I'm
You're getting
getting
there.
there. I'm getting there like we're getting there on the first win, season opener.
You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. That was just rude. That was rude. That was rude of you. Okay? That's rude. But yes. So, and then we already have a comment. What happened to your Colts, Chris? LOL. You know what?
Mm.
I don't even know who you are. But you know what? Go ahead and put your name on it. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and allow you to go ahead and comment again. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're Tim, I already beat you in Madden. So I don't even have to worry about that. So, with that being said, we're back again. And of course, we're back after a not so savory loss. Losses are bad. But losses are especially bad when they're in division to the one team who just for some reason you just seem to crap the bed against every single year. But you know what? I'm not going to get too ahead of myself because we do have to talk about something very special, which is Manscaped. So, Manscaped, in partnership with the AFC South Fan Battle podcast, and of course, You Don't Know Jack podcast, Manscaped is giving us a hell of an opportunity to make sure that if you're buying anything, whether it be for grooming needs, hygiene, they have trimmers, shavers, cream, scrot deodorant. I kid you not, there actually is scrotum deodorant. It's kind of weird but you know what? If it works for them, it works for me. All right. But either way, they have a plethora, and I use the word plethora very, very not lightly. I'm going to say I use the word plethora as just like very much importantly. Let's just go with there. I don't care. But it's not that I don't care about Manscaped. Manscaped is fantastic. But if you do go on there, you go onto manscaped.com, you look on the website, anything that you buy, as long as you use promo code FANBATTLE, that's all one word. You don't have to do all caps. It'll recognize all lowercase. But if you do that, you'll be getting 20% off and you get free shipping on your purchase. And like I said, that's when I believe you can use that over and over again too. So if you want to buy one for you buy one for a buddy. Hell, I might just go ahead and send it to Austin as like a late bachelor's gift. Even though he's not a bachelor anymore. But you know what? It's just like, that's fine. But just remember, and I mean, I coined this tagline. I'm completely okay with it. Life is rough, but your balls don't have to be. Keep that in mind.
I wish we'd have Manscaped out of Jacksonville with a W.
Well, listen, there's been some theories. Everything from meth in the air to somebody was putting chloroform on gloves apparently, but yeah. Oh yeah, it's Jacoyus. I can't see you, Jacoyus. My bad, player. My bad, Jacoyus. I just want to let you know I apologize. All right. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and just address this shellacking. And you know what? I'm as a late wedding gift, along with another gift that we'll have to discuss later on. Austin, I'm going to give you the opportunity to go ahead and talk to us about what the hell happened during this game.
So first of all, our offensive line didn't show up. We got one of the highest paid offensive lines, and they're not playing like it. They haven't the first 2 games. Frank Wright needs to give up play calling, needs to maybe get fired. I don't know. I've supported him his whole tenure there, but it's about ridiculous that we're not ready to win games yet. Jonathan Taylor needs the ball more than 9 times.
Yeah.
He averaged 6 yards a carry for he's the best running back in the league to most people. Give him the ball. Especially when your number 1 wide receiver's out. Then on defense, we gotta change something. It's been 2 games and we look the exact same.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not gonna win against anybody.
It really isn't because it looked pathetic. And there's a question. Kind of because I already have everything listed, but there's a question that I kind of have that just kind of makes sense now. But I just wanted to kind of like just go over that. But Josh, what about you? It's just like just going over just how bad this game was. Like,
As you can see in our personal chats, how frustrated I am
yeah,
with our head coach. It's like we're uninspired, unprepared. Offensive line play has been, like I said, in two games. I mean, you could say the last three games, dating back last year, just been inconsistent. You can say we're the highest paid offensive line, one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid offensive line in the league, and Matt Ryan can't stay upright. He's actually dropping fumbles, dropping the snaps.
yeah,
Um, the play calling is very, very. It's like we still have a preseason play calling. It seems like we had. It's. I don't say it's funny because it's not because it's kind of like it make you cry, but their first drive with Hines, I thought, hey, I said, oh man, it's gonna be a different game. It's gonna be a different season. We cooking right now. And they throw a pick and a cover two defense, and he floated it up. I was like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be a long game. It's gonna be a long
yeah,
game. It's gonna be a
yeah.
long game. Defense, I don't want to put too much stock in defense right now because I don't want to say that they're it's bad. Simple fact because the offense kept giving them putting them back on the field. It's three and outs, turnovers, so they're back on the field after a short. And we look at the game, the plays are very short. It's three and out after four plays or 4 yards, so they're back on the field again, and so they're worn out. That's why Trevor Lawrence had the stat that he had. He had one of the best. He had one of the best games he had in his career, in two-year career,
Okay.
and due to those reasons. So I don't want to say the defense is pretty bad. I want to create more. I want to be focused more on the offense being inconsistent and the play call being inconsistent. No blocking, the receivers not getting open. Yeah, we was down our receiver one and receiver two. I know he's a rookie, but he would have made the plays that Desmond Patman did make, Doolin did make. But it's very bad. It's very bad. Like I said, uninspired, unprepared. And like Austin said, our head coach has to give up the play calling or just go ahead and get rid of him. Give him the walking papers. Send him to Fox or whatever or Sunday Night Football and analyze with Sean Payton.
Okay. Yeah. So here, and I'm gonna just to kind of segue because I do want to make sure that we're talking about like the ineptitude on all fronts. So magic number is 80.
Mhm.
Can anybody tell me what the number 80 means?
80.
80. The number 80. Anybody tell me what the number 8 or what relevance the number 80 has to our team?
Are you saying 80 plays?
No, it's just the number 80. Just number 80.
Oh, our quarterback
Uh,
had 80 throws.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Matt Ryan has officially thrown the ball 80 times in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
To our I'm going to say to our running back who is the reigning running back champion from last year who now is averaging 20 carries per game. Now mind you,
Mhm.
we know, kind of what we're looking at in terms of how much, we're getting in terms of production and volume. But Jonathan Taylor having 40 carries in 2 games, and 31 of them were in the first game against the Texans. I think that's pretty telling as to what's going on or what's happening. So, I mean, I'm going to say that's more like a prelude to what went wrong on offense.
I mean, the passing offense and the run offense are terrible. I mean, we can say Braden Smith is having a bad year. We can say Matt Pryor is having a bad year. Uh, and definitely Matt Pryor. What's wrong with Braden Smith? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with him. Can anybody tell me what's wrong with him?
To who?
What's wrong with Braden Smith? He's getting cooked. He's getting, no pun intended, Austin. But he's getting outplayed. I mean, I'm not no shade or anything bad to Josh Allen. He's a great edge rusher. But guys getting, I mean, Jerry Hughes was eating his lunch last week. What's wrong? What is wrong with Braden Smith? Is it an underlying injury that we don't know about? Is he just, I mean, what is it?
I mean, we can say it's an injury. We can say, but the thing is also, let's look at it this way. Are we also looking at what's going on as far as this offensive scheme? I mean, I think that this offensive line generally is probably a lot better when it comes to the run than they are with the pass. I mean,
Another
nobody.
thing is alarming too is that we're rotating offensive linemen at the tackle position. He has to name one player and let them play the whole game.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but we got comments coming in. Todd Clary says, "Yes, tell me more. Tell me more." Apparently, he's at his weekly meeting with his dominatrix. So I don't know exactly why he's typing like that, but apparently he's excited. Sam says, "Hey,
Sam.
before speaking Jackson," and then she says, "Did y'all tickle the Jaguars?" No, we didn't tickle the Jaguars. That's a Tennessee thing. The Tennessee Titans are ticklers. So yes, the Tennessee Titans are the ticklers. They're the Tennessee ticklers. Okay. All right. Yes. So we're not even worried about that. So we're not going to. Yeah. No. That was just a tickle. All right. You know, man. Listen, we got to get back to this. But I'm sorry, Josh. I cut you off mid thought. But what were you saying?
You good? We got to start rotating offensive linemen. I mean, Prater and Raymond is rotating at the left guard position, left tackle position, and I don't know if it's you messing up the chemistry. Just play the whole game out with one left tackle, whether it be Pryor, whether it be Raymond, and just play the whole game out. If you are trying to get confidence for Raymond, just let him play the whole game.
Yeah.
Pick a game, whether it be week 3 against the Chiefs. Let them play the whole game.
Yeah, and like the thing with Pryor, because ever since Costanzo, I haven't been too high on anybody that they've brought in for a left tackle. They had a chance to get Charles Leno. They got Eric Fisher. Okay, whatever. That was a disaster. And then they said Matt Pryor has earned the opportunity. And it's just like, but it's like, has he earned the opportunity, or has he really proven that he can hold down that left tackle spot? And up to now, it doesn't look like he has. Because, I mean, he continuously keeps on. There's a few plays where it's just like he's not just losing these battles and not just slowing down. He's getting outright beat. Like, they're basically getting to the outside shoulder, and they're going right in. There was one play where I forgot who it was that was rushing on the outside. They got right in. There was no actual protection. There was nothing that indicated that he was actually trying to stop him. He just went through his motions and let the guy through.
Yeah.
And I mean, that is just like, it bothers me because of the fact that it's just like Ballard likes this homegrown mentality. And I get it. You want to go and you want to build from within, but at the same time, you can't keep building from within when you're putting in career backups at starting positions and hoping to God that they are protecting, Matt Ryan's weak side, and they can't. Like, I absolutely, Josh, 100% agree. If you're like, go with Raymond. Go with Raymond. The only way that he's going to learn is through game experience. That's the way that JT learned. I'm not saying that Raymond is like, Raymond is supposed to be the best left tackle ever. But Jesus Christ, like, he's been through the motions. He's been through a training camp. You see exactly what it is that he needs to do. So why are you sitting here still kicking the tires when you see that Matt Pryor, couldn't block a Care Bear? Like, it's awful. But
that's the problem. That's the problem with me saying with Reich is that he can't make a decision like he did with Adam Vinatieri, like he did with Rigo Blankenship. He couldn't make a decision until his hands was forced. So it's like now, okay, what's going to force his hand when Jim Irsay or Ballard say, hey, look, Either you do this here or you get your ass up out of there.
Yeah, because I mean, I can't for the life of me. And Austin, I want to hear what you have to say about this, but I can't for the life of me understand how. And you know what? It's not just this, but it's just like we consistently deal with this, where for some reason the first 5 weeks of the season we are trying to prove to people that we are a passing juggernaut, like the Buffalo Bills, like the Kansas City Chiefs, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we're just completely disregarding the fact that we have an absolute beast of a running back in Jonathan Taylor until it gets to the point like with the Texans, they literally had to get to the point where they just continued to just go and just run and run and run until they were just like, oh, okay, he's actually doing something. He had 161 yards. The fact that you don't game plan or you say, you know what, this week, pass heavy, when you know for a fact that Jonathan Taylor is averaging 6 yards a carry, that means that basically every 2 carries, he's getting 10 yards. He's getting 10 yards, or he's getting 12 yards in 2 carries. You can march down the field easily and kill clock and then get teams completely out of their zone. But for some reason, we need to pass the ball. It needs to go incomplete, and then that stops the clock. That's the only reason why this game was so long. You run the ball more, you don't have to worry about that. But I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand. But kind of segueing into the next one, Austin, are we over Frank Wright?
Like, it's hard to say. It's hard to say anything positive that he's done. Starting slow is not good, and it's not looking good on his end because like he has all off season, all preseason, training camp, everything to get this team ready, and he hasn't since he's been here.
Yeah.
So like, and I've been a Wright supporter since he's been here. Like,
Yeah.
I've not wanted to fire him, but it's just like I feel like if he's not going to change anything and he can't light a fire in his guys, and he depends on the players to light their own fire, he just can't really do much.
Like it's I like we've heard the excuses and we've heard like everything kind of like back to back to back, just ultimately just like trying to say, well, he has problems with confidence and he has this and he has that. But the thing is, it's just like none of that really should ever have anything to do with the product that's being put out on the field. Like, there's no reason why year in and year out, you start off the year, trying to pass heavy, no matter what the situation is, not running the ball enough 1 week. We did the same thing last year. And then all of a sudden, Jonathan Taylor goes on a tear. And even with that, down the line, Jonathan Taylor, a lot of times, still wasn't getting the ball.
Well, you know what? It took a lot of fans to promote run the damn ball for that to happen.
It shouldn't. The thing that I hate the most about like that, it's just like, it might have been a little bit different because of, the whole run the damn ball mantra. But the thing is, it's like, Josh,
Yes.
if you and I play, let's just say, if you and I play Madden against each other, right?
Uh-huh.
And you see that I'm frequently passing, and you have one of the best pass defenses, one of the best teams on the game in terms of pass defense. Are you going to play run whenever you see that I'm passing?
You said if you
Or
play,
better yet, let me explain it like this. If you see that I'm beating you over and over and over and over and over again the exact same way,
uh-huh.
in the next game, you say, I don't know what I need to do. But rather than that, it's just like, okay, like you're gonna watch and you're gonna see how I play, so that this way you'll be able to see, because you're just like, if I'm doing the same thing all the time. Like literally, it's just like that insanity is the repetition that we have year in and year out, where we're constantly trying to pass it. And we went through it once last year. Wentz went 5 for 12 for 86 yards in the game against the Patriots, and Jonathan Taylor was the one that literally like got us home.
Right. He shut the door on any comebacks, I guess, in that game.
Yeah.
But that's go ahead, Austin.
Our team is very clearly built to run the ball. Like
Yeah.
we have one arguably elite wide receiver and Jonathan Taylor. We have a good run O-line for the most part. We're built to run the ball. Frank Wright is not the coach that likes to run the ball, and he's been that way, like I said, since he's been in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he proved it. He proved it time and time again. They traded up to get the guy, knowing that the guy is a bell cow. I'm not saying rush him 40 times. I'm not even saying rush him over 30 times.
Rush him more than 9 times.
Correct. Rush him more than 9 times, especially when he's rushing over 5 yards attempt, 6 yards attempt. Why not? My biggest problem is like you said, we're either going to be pass heavy or we're going to be run heavy. Run heavy sometimes will lose us a game, and passing heavy is losing us a game. So it's like he don't know how to. It's like once we identify our issue, like next week he'll start running the ball so much, and then be like, well, you guys want us to run the ball, and we do what you guys ask, and we still lose. Like, no, fool. We ask you to be consistent, be balanced. If we know the team is not beating us on the run, okay, run, and then they open up the pass, open up the middle of the field for Mo Alley Cox, for Granson, Jelani Woods haven't been targeted, I think.
Yeah, well, the thing, like, I don't even think he's really had that much in terms of that much game time and exposure to really be in there. Like, yeah, Jelani Woods was a great target in the preseason, but that's because he was Sam Ellinger's target. But the thing that bothers me the most about Frank Reich is that I feel like for him, coming from his background as a quarterback and even being a backup quarterback who had like limited opportunities to be able to be that starter, I think it's just like he really wants to drive the point home. I don't know whether I mean, this may even be far out, but maybe he is just trying to live vicariously through these quarterbacks that he gets, for them to get that glory and get, what they're getting, as opposed to just going ahead and just admitting, listen, this is a run first team. This is the type of team that we can go. Like Jonathan Taylor literally went from week 1, where he was out of the lead for top rusher last week at 161, where he was literally behind 3 yards behind Saquon Barkley. And this week, he's the 3rd leading rusher in terms of yardage behind Saquon and Nick Chubb. If that's not telling you in and of itself exactly what you can look forward to in terms of how he can run and what he can do, then, I mean, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Every time. I mean,
because we do this, and this happens every single season. But go ahead, Josh. I'm sorry.
I was going to use Derrick Henry as an example. He ended the game with 13 carries, and he averaged 1.9 a carry. But it didn't stop Vrabel. It took him to the 3rd quarter to stop rushing his running back.
Yeah.
Should he got fed more? Yeah, but it took him to the 3rd quarter to actually bench the entire offense, because they felt like the game was out of reach before that to stop. But I'm not gonna say Vrabel know what he gonna continue doing what's working for the team. He don't care about stats. He don't care about receiver having 150. If Derrick Henry is out there running all over the field and they can't stop him. Like you said last week, JT had 160. The next week you say, okay, you know what? We're gonna we're gonna limit his carries, and we're gonna throw the ball to Matt Ryan, the guy that's already got 4 fumbles. Guy got 2 picks. Let's
Yeah,
just run it. Let's just pass it more instead of running it.
yeah,
Which they did
Eh,
say that. They did say that they're gonna limit his carries. Well, okay. Well, who else you running with then? Who else you running with?
yeah. Because obviously, someone was working in the running game where for like it's. I really do. I hate this the way that this is because it exposes so much about what's wrong when it comes to play calling, and the only person who's responsible for offensive play calling right now is Frank Reich. Like, yeah, we could say it's Marcus Brady, but the thing is, we know for a fact that Frank Reich is calling the offensive plays. And if he's calling offense from what he's seeing, then that means that he doesn't need to be calling it at all. And, it's just like, and then once again, we went into the last press conference. I got to do a better job as a coach. I got to do this. I got to do. No, well, no, we've heard that time and time again. We heard that of losses last year that shouldn't have been losses because you're passing when you should be running. But moving on, moving on from one horrible side of the ball to the other, apparently on Sunday, is the defensive scheme hurting the actual defense itself? And we'll go with you, Austin. We'll get that started.
I think the scheme could work, but it's like the coaching, the scheme, the players. It's everybody. Everybody has to step up because the scheme ain't gonna work if they're not running it right, or
Yeah,
if they don't have the right people out there. You I don't think Gus is terrible, but I'm not
yeah,
liking what I'm seeing from him so far. Um, but I don't think it's just the scheme.
yeah. They could just. I mean, and I'll let you go, Josh, because like I said, of course, I have my own thoughts about how that is.
I mean, I still say no. I don't think it's the scheme is cause of the issue on defense. Because like I said, look at the 2 games we fell behind because our offense is not putting the points on the board. You say okay we had a comeback against the Texans. That's because their coach took the foot off the gas and allowed us to come back. They play like what you say, play prevent defense or play conservative. To allow us to come back, and that way our defense was able to play a lot better. As you can see, they did once they start. Once they didn't score another point again after they scored 20 at half. It allowed our defense to play a lot better. But in the next game, it seemed like 3 and out, you put them right back on the field because you're not having a longer drive to keep
Yeah,
them on the sideline for them catch their breaths because you make it's quick plays, 15 yards, defense back on the field again. Okay,
yeah,
they go through they get 3 and out, give offense 3 and out. Okay, our offense get back on the field, quick 3 and out, they're back on the field again. They didn't have no rest.
no, they didn't because they were literally trying to play catch up.
And so at that point, it makes the defense look bad with Buckner. I mean, EJ can have a good game, but it makes it look bad. Nick Cross can have a good game, makes it look bad. Stephon Gilmore can have a good game, but it makes it look bad because they're tired. So now you got everybody's cook. You got Christian Kirk, who we thought was overpaid. He's making plays. Marvin Jones making plays. I mean, you
Yeah,
got everybody. Zay Jones making plays. The tight end Dan Arnold making plays. So I mean, now you're like, okay, everybody is, the defense sucks. No, they've been on the field too many times because the offense is not having long drives.
yeah.
They're not getting any first downs. They're not getting into the red zone. I don't know how many times we didn't get to the red zone until after the 4th quarter where we didn't cash in at all. Kept on picks.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to say the defense seems like it could work, but I'm having just an issue with this personnel because if we're, we can talk about a point that we've heard a lot about. We're now 2 games in and Isaiah Rodgers has played 0 defensive snaps. But we've seen Brandon Fitzgerald in there getting cooked. Like getting absolutely cooked. And the problem that I'm having is that Isaiah Rodgers was able to really just make make a name for himself and really make an impact being able to play man. And now you're
Hmm.
taking him off the field completely. Even if you didn't like him in his own capacity, just understand that this is somebody who was guarding number ones last season and able to keep up, which means that he was able to play against the likes of Brandon Cooks, and he was able to cover him because that's their deep guy, that's their speed guy. But Isaiah Rodgers can match up speed wise. But now we have somebody in Brandon Facison who was the fourth corner on the Raiders last year. And mind you, he's the fourth corner on the Raiders, where after Trayvon Mullen, it was a lot of garbage in between. And now you mean to tell me that you're automatically elevating him in the same defensive scheme that you brought over from Las Vegas for what? If he wasn't good enough to be a starter or be a number 3 in Vegas, what the hell makes you think that that would be the case now? Like he must have, he must have some dirt on Gus Bradley or something because like I can't understand for the life of me how you can have a guy who can make plays and make an impact on defense standing on your sideline. Meanwhile, you have a guy out there who looks like the great value version of Jalen Ramsey even after he was burnt toast. Like it was like it was like I think personnel and philosophy is what irritates me about Gus Bradley because Stephen Gilmore shouldn't be covering a tight end.
At all.
Like let's just put that out there. You put him on Christian Kirk. There's no reason in hell why Gus Bradley should be out there guarding or telling Stephon Gilmore that he needs to be guarding Evan Ingram. No, you shadow Christian Kirk all game. If he goes left side, you go left side. He goes right side, you go right side. Even Kenny Moore. I'm not sure what's going on with Kenny, but once again, it's just like Kenny played in one defensive system his whole career, and now he has Gus Bradley. I don't know whether he still isn't used to it or what, but I mean, he's looking like he's having problems in terms of drop off. Why? Like, there's no
Well,
reason why.
it's not hurting his case with wanting to be highest paid or be up in the top tier of it. It's not helping his case.
Oh, of course it's not. Of course it's not. Which to me is just like I just want to know. It's just like it like what like why such a drastic change, and why are guys who were great last year either not getting the snaps or aren't looking good on the snaps they are getting? Like we already knew what to expect when it came down to like Yannick, because I mean, like I said, Yannick is actually like he's a really good player. Not the best when it comes to the run, but you know what? He absolutely it can be a factor when it comes to that pass rush. But I mean, I don't know. I think maybe we'll see something different when Leonard is back. But I mean, right now it doesn't look like good product.
It shouldn't. A team shouldn't operate based off having one player on defense. If it takes Darius to come out there, Shaquille to come out there and bring the juice and bring the attitude on defense for everybody to step up with their game, then we're in trouble because it shouldn't take one guy to go out there and say, hey, hey guys, let's put your big boy drawers on and go out here and make a play.
I mean, yeah, we could say that, yeah, but I mean, is there any denying that the year that we won the Super Bowl that we probably wouldn't have won that if Bob Sanders hadn't come back?
I mean, it changed because our run defense was garbage, period, all year long. So yeah, well, I don't know that because it was garbage when he was in the game. It was, I mean, all year long, our rushing defense gave up over 100 yards rushing pretty much every game.
Yeah, but when we're talking about in terms of defensive impact, having somebody there like having that Bob Sanders or even having Leonard, because the thing is, outside of Leonard, who's playing in that spot that Leonard was playing in? Speed, right?
Yep, EJ.
Now the thing is, EJ, he did well, but the thing is, when you don't have somebody like Leonard, you have a little bit more freedom because you know exactly what Leonard's doing. Leonard is the guy who's actually out there being able to ID and know exactly which way that offense is going. Like the one thing he's, and that's the reason why it's just like, is he skilled? Yes. But in terms of actual like knowledge, being able to check things out and see, that makes a big difference. And also, that makes a big difference on the field because of the connection that him and Bobby have. Him and Bobby have that connection where those two can kind of work the same way that Anthony Walker and Leonard were when they first when they were first together, because those two fed off of each other in that way.
So why they didn't pick up Jalen Smith and put him at the mic and slide Bobby over to for Leonard's spot, because Bobby is actually good at that spot too.
Yeah, no, Bobby can play outside and inside because Bobby started out as an outside linebacker.
Right. And so it could have had Jalen for at least until the game, until whenever Leonard comes back. I seen him sign with I forgot who he signed with, but I was like, Jalen Smith. I was like, he's a damn good ass linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, so I think it's just like he's good, but I'm not sure in terms of scheme fit how that goes. I think the biggest thing is that, and once again, this is going back to Ballard's approach, because we know that Ballard believes in the homegrown approach. So, rather than going out and getting somebody, this team is always going to be a team that's going to promote from within. The only reason why we went out and got a kicker is because you're only going to have one kicker on your roster, because you can't have more than one kicker because that's a waste of a roster spot.
Right.
So ultimately, when you see that you have somebody like when Leonard's out, and then you have an EJ Speed who's familiar with the scheme, who's familiar with the defense, who knows how these things go, of course you're going to be reluctant to do that. The only way that I can see them picking up somebody off the street is if for some reason, Leonard was out and then EJ Speed gets hurt week one.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah, it's a tough spot to be in because, of course, as people who are watching, we have all the answers. Are they the fully correct ones? No. But at the same time, it's just like, these are the things that we're seeing, and we see that, certain people like Reich are very stubborn in their ways. But the thing is, you also see that being stubborn in your ways can lead to the same result year in and year out. I mean, if we start off this year 1-5, I would pray to God that our one win would end up being against the Tennessee Titans, because right now we have a tie and a loss in the division. So right now we have to hope that we have to go 4-1-1, because ultimately, if for some reason this does end up being a dogfight, which it looks like, and 9-8 ends up winning the division, then we could easily go 9-7-1. But because we have the tie, we end up 9.5 and 7.5, which means that now we have the leg up. But the thing is, that's also a lot of climbing, and us understanding that this team ain't where it's supposed to be. I mean, could we get there? Absolutely. Can we? Are we starting sluggish? Yes, we're starting sluggish. It's frustrating. But I mean, honestly, it's just like, if there's a game where we need to really just get our head out of our butts and really learn, it's this one. And that leads us to the next and last subject for tonight: Colts versus Chiefs, keys to victory.
Yes.
Now, this is a pivotal game. First home game. We can get back a lot of momentum. What exactly needs to happen? And like I said, I will just let whoever wants to start off with this start off. But what needs to happen in order for us to come out of this 1-1-1?
I mean, we said it. I mean, establish the run. I mean, historically, the Chiefs have not been a good rushing defense. They're pretty bad at that. And we've seen a couple of years ago that they couldn't stop our run game, and we didn't even have to. We had Marlon Mack, and so I mean, let's just take it right there. Marlon Mack can beat you for over 100 yards, and we got arguably the best running back now. You should establish a run, and it's a home game. It's gonna be packed out. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, establish a run and get your targets. Hopefully we get Pittman back, we get Pierce back, and utilize our weapons. Have Hines in. Hines did extremely well in the limited time that he was in against Jacksonville. Yeah. Allow him to make those plays in the passing. Get your run blocking handle. Get that fixed. Get that shit under wraps. The same thing with your passing. Give I mean, Chris Jones is not no. He's great. He's a great D tackle. I mean, just like the rest of them. Just like Jeffrey Simmons, and just like Defoe and Aaron Donald. He's very good, and he know how to disrupt an offense. So you got to make sure that you pass block, run block his ass the whole game. I forgot who their edge rush is. It D4? Did they cut him?
No, it's not D4. It's Frank Clark.
Frank Clark. He's still good. He ain't been the best last 2 years, but I mean, we got to establish a run. I mean, on defense, they got their key weapons. They got Juju. He okay this year. What's that guy? Sky Moore. I haven't seen a lot of him this year. And Valdez Scanlon, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
They got him. I mean, we just have to go out there and hey, guard everybody, guard the guys. I mean, they got Kelsey. I think he was hurt. I don't know if he in the game hurt last week. Because he looked pretty bad when Derwin James body slammed him. So I don't know if it was because
he was able to get up after that, but he sent him. Yeah, Derwin James sent him to the shadow realm for a second.
And so Mahomes is going to target his ass. So we got. If Derrick Henry, if Darius Leonard's not back, it's a long game. We got a long game, and
yeah,
I'll be there to witness either a win or a dub. A win or loss.
And also just want to say, everybody except Michael Pittman and Bernard Raymond were full participants today, or yesterday. Yesterday they were full participants. So
that's perfect.
Yeah, they were back at practice. So like I said, we are trending upwards, but it's just those two guys which are going to be a big thing. But Austin, what about you? What are the keys to victory for this team this week?
So, like Josh said, obviously, we have to establish the run. But for me, I'm going to say the O-line has to do their job. If they don't do their job, we can't move the ball. If we can't move the ball, the defense is just going to get tired again. So, yeah, offense, I'm going to say the O-line. O-line has to do their job. On defense, get pressure on Patrick Mahomes. If we don't get any pressure, he has all day, he can make the throws. He's arguably the best quarterback in the league. He can make any throw. Even if we do get pressure on him, we got to get to him. And yeah, get him on the ground. Get a few sacks. We need to see some sacks. Obviously, you need to start forcing more turnovers. And play Isaiah Rodgers. If I don't see Isaiah Rodgers on that field, I'm gonna have a meeting with Gus myself.
Hey, listen. It might be a thing to just go there and do what you got to do, because I'll tell you what,
bring a sign.
I'm sick of it. If Brandon Facise, if I see Facise in there and I don't see Isaiah Rodgers out there, and they have those 4 wide receiver sets, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Yeah. I know last time we played them, they didn't have Tyreek Hill, and it was an advantage to us, and we played them in Kansas. And they don't have him now. Juju.
No, they did have him the last time that we played them, didn't they?
I thought they didn't have him. They just had Robinson and Sammy Watkins.
Oh no, possibly.
Yeah, I think what's name? It was supposed to be game time, but he didn't end up. They didn't activate him.
All right. Well, hey, that's when they had Matthew. That's when they still had Mahomes. That's when they had and truth be told, it's just like we were able to go ahead and limit them. And mind you, he was still putting up yards with Demarcus Robinson, still with Sammy Watkins, still putting up the yards that they were doing. So it's not. I don't think it's. I think it's just really they just had it to the point where it was. They said that Ballard constructed this team to be able to take on the Chiefs.
Okay.
And the thing is, it's crazy because if you look from top to bottom, at least on defense, you could absolutely say that now. But the thing is, it's just like, what good is that if you don't have a defensive scheme that makes sure that you're shutting down what these guys are looking to do? So I mean,
Right.
I don't I don't know exactly what the deal is when it comes to them, but I mean, I'm gonna say that this is a conspiracy theory, and I hope that I'm not jinxing anything. But after after these types of losses that we took, and especially since we played so badly apparently against the Jaguars in division, I can actually see this being a game where we can go in there and we can win convincingly. Or convincingly. Convincingly. Ugh. I think we can win convincingly. Is that me being a little bit
Only
too
way we do
optimistic?
that. Only way we do that. We got to start out. We got to start out pretty fast. We got to start out. We have to start out with the scoring.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, Austin, what do you have the score being for this week?
I'm still gonna say we're winning. I'm gonna say 38-35.
God, 38 to 35. Okay. All right. Josh, what about you?
I'm worried because every game that Austin ever went to, we always lost. So I want to ask you.
No, just last year.
Okay. Oh, the games that he went to last year, we didn't win. And the games that
Okay.
I went to, I won. And the game that we won, the game that Chris went to, they won. So I don't know, Austin. You might have to stay home on this one, because you might be the bad luck. No.
I'll
Yeah,
be there.
yeah, we'll be there, man. So yeah, we get to meet up this weekend. It's gonna be a high score game. So yeah, it's gonna be in the 30s, 30, 35 to 30, 35, 32. It's gonna be a high scoring game because you can never limit. It's gonna be hard to limit Mahomes if we don't have that pressure that we should have on him. It's gonna be very hard. It's gonna be a long game. So I can say, I can say a win by field goal. We get our guy out there, Chase out there to win the game for us.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say it's Austin, if it's looking bad early on, you're just gonna have to leave and go to a local bar. I have some places that I can recommend for you that aren't too far from Lucas Oil. Because I mean, I lived out there, so there's a lot of bars within walking distance, like a couple blocks away. Let me just tell you that right now. But
All right.
but you know what? I'm gonna go the route of 31 to 17 in our favor. 31 to 17. That's what I'm going with. All right. And so with that being said, that is it. Listen, next week we will hopefully be a lot more optimistic because this week, let's be honest, it was trash. Just pure trash. But you know what? New week, no division opponent. Guys, are we going to get it done this week?
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
we're getting a dub.
We getting a dub, and I'll be
I
drunk.
like that. I like that. There you go. That's why I mean, not Austin. Austin's going to sparkling cider only.
Give me some water. Stay hydrated.
Exactly. If you want to get a little bit crazy, do some alkaline water. There you go. But yes. So then with that being said, once again, people, make sure you go to manscaped.com. Go ahead and select your items. Make sure that you are using promo code FANBATTLE, and that's going to be how you get 20% off your order. And on top of that, you get the free shipping as well. And then on top of that, guys, tell the people where to find you.
You can find me on Twitter at I am Josh Senior. That's it. Yeah.
And you
All
can
right.
find me
Austin,
on
what about
Twitter.
you?
Oops, sorry. You can find me on Twitter at CookieAustin2.
Okay. All right. I'm not laughing at the name. I'm laughing at the fact that you gave yourself a blooper reel right there. All right. And you can find me at CJ Colts fan. And also make sure that you are following the podcast pages at YDKJAC Podcast, at YDK Basketball, at YDKJAC Baseball. Other than that, people, listen, have a great week. Unless you're a Jaguars fan, in which case I hope that they finally sweep the whole area of Jacksonville clean from meth. This way, it's just like it won't affect us the next time that we're in town. All right. So, with that being said, have a great night, people. We will see you soon. And hey, enjoy yourselves. And if you are a Tennessee Titans fan, your name is now the Ticklers.